Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our final stop on the road to WrestleMania 2. And main eventing night 2 of our 2-night extravaganza, the biggest event in company history, will be a match almost 7 years in the making. The Undisputed Championship will be on the line as Jeff Garnett defends against Stephen Jones. Now, right now, I have the challenger and the champion with me for a little bit of an interview. Gentlemen, I'm going to give you your last opportunity before the biggest match we've ever seen to say any last words you have to your opponent. I know you must have a lot to say. A lot must be building up. The floor is yours. Not like you have any say in the matter, Jared, but I'm going to start things off because I have a lot to say to the man I'm looking at right now. You know, ever since I broke up our brotherhood and I put you in the hospital, I've been vilified. I've been called a sellout. I've been called a coward. I've been called a sociopath. Can you believe that, Jones? A sociopath. That I don't feel any emotion. And while I don't regret a damn thing that I did to get to this moment, and yes, I would stab my best friend in the back to get a championship, because I know that was the best thing for me. You act like it didn't eat me alive. You act like I knew what I was doing and how much that decision weighed on me. Do you know the amount of sleepless nights I had before and after I did what I did, knowing that I was throwing away the two best things that ever happened to me, because I knew that no matter how much I enjoyed our time, no matter how much I enjoyed going out and touring with you and Sandmen, I knew as long as I was stuck with you two, I would never reach my full potential. I broke away, and now I'm the best champion this company has ever seen. And now I'm surrounded by winners. I'm not surrounded by the perennial loser, David Salmon, who couldn't win a match to save his life. And I'm not surrounded by a man that's so desperately trying to relive the glory days, trying to get back to that mountaintop you were at before I took years off of your career. I don't see a man. I see a scared dog just waiting to be put down. Because while I didn't enjoy every part of what I had to do to you, I am going to enjoy ending the legacy of Stephen Jones, extinguishing the flame that is the Jones dynasty that you hold very proud, that you're so very proud of, as I extinguish that flame once and for all. Because, like what I knew I needed to do, your failure, Stephen Jones, is inevitable. And I want to make sure that when I beat you at WrestleMania, you will never have another opportunity to get to where I am, to reach that mountaintop, to get the revenge I know you want. Because I have one more stipulation for you that I know your pride will not let you reject. This match will be your one and only opportunity. It took winning the Rumble to get it, and that's the only opportunity you will have. When I'm done with you, there will be no more Undisputed Championship shots for you. It doesn't matter if I'm the champion, if someone else is the champion, whoever the hell could beat me. I want you to look me in the eye and accept my deal. When I beat you, Stephen, it's done. Any chance of even looking in the direction of the championship, it's gone like that when I beat you. Accept your fate, Jones, because at WrestleMania, I will write the final chapter in the book of Headhunters. You know, you just said a lot right there, and no matter what you said, I have a hard time believing that the brother I once knew is anywhere in the man that I'm looking at right now. As far as I'm aware, the brotherhood that we had died the minute you stabbed me in the back. I don't care about reforming a group, about reigniting a brotherhood anymore, because you're not real family. All I care about right now is revenge and my destiny. But you did mention one thing. You said my pride wasn't going to let me reject your offer. I am proud. I am Texas proud. And you're right. It is a daunting task knowing that if I lose, I'll never become champion again. But you'd be an idiot to think that I wouldn't take the risk just to get there once more. Jeff, I only care about one thing. It's becoming champion, and it's shutting you up. You've held that belt long enough. Your reign of terror has gone on for far too long. I put an end to it. The dynasty, the Jones Wrestling Dynasty, reaches its crescendo in Los Angeles, in SoFi. And you, my former friend, will go down as nothing more than a dictator in an empire that got too big for his head and didn't realize his empire was crumbling all around him. So at WrestleMania, I will deliver the kill shot. I'll risk it all, and I will become your world champion. Looks like we've had enough talk. Do not miss WrestleMania 2, for you will see Jeff Garnett and Steven Jones for the Undisputed Championship in the biggest match in ECF history.
We set it off. Here we go. Red lights, I could never stop. A dreamer with the fever to be great was all I ever want, was all I ever wanted. A fighter with the fever for the fame was all I ever want, was all I ever wanted. Got me singing like bang bang, bang bang, bang bang. This fire's a weapon. Bang bang, bang bang, bang bang. Won't stop till we're legends. Won't stop till we're legends.
Hello there, and welcome to the final episode of ECF Crossfire of the season. It is our go-home show to our biggest show in ECF history, WrestleMania 2. I am your host, as always, Jared Extreme, and we have a jam-packed show for you here tonight in Cleveland. But we're going to start things off with a bit of an announcement from the commissioner himself. Chris Simmons is back in ECF. The last time we saw our commissioner in person, he was attacked backstage by Andrew Kelly. Now we know the two will be going one-on-one at WrestleMania in a rivalry that is built throughout the duration of this entire season. Chris Simmons, he's been retired for a little bit. He came out of retirement for one more match, a tag match with his best friend, his former tag partner, Steven Jones, back at our homecoming special. But since then, Andrew Kelly has made his intentions clear. He wants one more match out of the commish, and Simmons is going to give it to him. Of course, we know a lot about the future ECF coming up. We have our draft coming at the beginning of next season. We know Chris Simmons is going to once again become the general manager of Death Row. I'm sure he's got to have a lot to say here tonight to the ECF faithful. Before I start, I need to issue an apology, and that apology goes out to every single one of you in the crowd watching on YouTube and in that locker room. I need to apologize because as your commissioner, I have a responsibility to be here to run the ship, make sure things are under control, and lay down the law when need be. And because of outside sources that we'll get to, I have not been able to perform my duties as commissioner the last few weeks. And it's quite fitting that while I've been gone, it seems like this company has gone into chaos. We have the chairman of this company attacked and in the hospital the 1 week I could not be there to make sure things were under control. AJ Drake, tonight, if you do not apologize, not only is your match off, but I will make it my mission that you will never step foot in this company ever again. I'll make it my mission that you never step foot in any company ever again. I hope you understand how serious of an offense you did last week. Whatever warped reasoning you have, we do not tolerate that here. But I'm here on Crossfire, perhaps for the final time. Because once next season begins, we'll have the draft, and I have my duties on death row. Of course, I will be taking my position back as death row general manager. So this is technically my last night as the commissioner of ECF. And all season I have heard that I am not fit to be commissioner, that I am corrupt. I let things get to my head. I let personal grievances with others get to me. And in the way I understand that. Because all season I have been fighting people. I've been fighting Rush Hour. I've been fighting a certain someone that I will get to. But that's because I don't appreciate people degrading this company. To think that they can walk around and do whatever they want. To think that they are owed something. Because no one here is owed anything. No one here gets handed things. We earn them. I don't like that attitude in my locker rooms. I definitely don't like it coming from people that like to represent the company, that claim to be the big faces. I don't appreciate that one bit. I never intended to get back in the ring. I considered myself retired when I took this job. The only reason I accepted that tag team match is because I thought it was the right thing to do. And I thought, I'll have my one reunion, one last moment in the sunset, and that'll be it. But someone I will still refuse to name insisted that he needs this match because he feels personally slighted by me. And if he wants it, I would rather take the match than go every week being attacked in my own office, having a member of my own roster lay their hands on me, and I told myself I would not retaliate. But he's left me no choice. So let's get to you, Andrew Kelly. You want this match so badly. You claim that every single decision I have made is targeted at you. Now, the fact of the matter is, the world doesn't revolve around you, as big of a shock as that may come to you, because you have the biggest ego I've ever seen. But it is true, in a way, that I do not like your attitude. I do not like the way you present yourself. So I feel that the little entitlement you have, you needed to be tested. But things weren't personally against you. I did not specifically target you out and make life for you more difficult now. But you like to think that way. I called it tough love. You called it an act of corruption. So whatever your vendetta is, it shall be settled at WrestleMania 2. Because if I'm going to get in the ring, I'm not competing just to fulfill your urge, fulfill your fantasy. I'm competing to win. And that'll shut you up. And then we can move on and go our separate ways. And here comes the role model. The former light heavyweight champion. Andrew Kelly always has to make an entrance, always has to make everything a spectacle. I'm not a fan of the man, but I gotta admit, he is dressed to impress here tonight in Cleveland. You know, a couple of the things that Simmons said had to have gotten under the role model's skin. The recurring theme is that Kelly feels Simmons has disrespected him, has given him obstacles that others have not had to face. I'm sure all of that has built up throughout the season. You know, you said a lot there, but all I heard was a bunch of bullshit. You really should be a politician, and you should run for office, and you'd probably win. You'd probably steal the election like you've stolen everything from me, just like you stole my light heavyweight championship from me, which I will get back as soon as I'm done with you. But you said a lot, and it really meant nothing, but it sounded threatening, and it sounded important, and it sounded professional, like a true American leader. You're nothing. You disgust me. Every single moment that I have spent as a member of this company has been with a handicap. I came here wanting to prove that every single company that shut me out, cut me before I had a chance to even prove myself, was wrong. I wanted to prove that I am a role model to each and every one of these people, and whether you like it or not, you can ignore it all you want, but they are here, they are listening, and they are loud. They are members of my role model society. And you've thrown everything back at me. Have you claim that you weren't personally against me. Have you made it a stipulation for any other member of this roster that if they don't win a match, that they'll never get a championship shot ever? I don't think so. Not that I can recall. Because that was how I was treated when I first walked into this company. I don't remember you ever personally interfering yourself in any other championship match. No, just mine. Just mine. You, like, whether you like it or not, let things get to your head way more than they should. You are corrupt. You are not fit to run this company. You cannot resist the urge to go back to Chris Simmons, the wrestler. Chris Simmons, the Hall of Famer. Chris Simmons, the former champion. You've been retired a while, and as good as you look in that suit, and as much as you like to be in your comfortable office job, the fact remains that itch is still there. It was proven at Homecoming when I smashed you with that chair over and over and over again, and it's probably going to be proved at WrestleMania. I know I'm not getting into a fight with a pushover, but I am getting into a fight with someone that will be thoroughly outmatched by me. Normally, I like to come out here and I like to put on a facade. I like to have these special presentations to prove how great the role model is. But not now. You've ruined that. Because now you've awakened a side in me that I would not wish on anyone. The fact remains, you don't want people like me representing your company. Well, if you go to Twitter and you take a look at the CWI ranking, you'll see that I am the highest rated ECF original on that list. So what you're saying is you're depriving the people of what they want by pushing me down, pushing me aside. Chris, at WrestleMania, you're right, this will be over between us. It will be the final chapter in this season-long war that you've thrown up against me. But not only will I stop the steal, I ask one thing when I beat you into oblivion at WrestleMania. And that is that regardless, win or lose, but in your case, you'll definitely be losing, you will shake my hand. That's all I want. I don't want special treatment. I don't want a championship match that I do deserve, and I am going to get my rematch. All I want is for you to look me in the eyes, acknowledge me as the better man, and shake my hand. If a handshake is what you want, then a handshake is what you'll get. But here's one more thing for you to think about. Oh! Got him right with the mic. We are going to see at WrestleMania, Kelly versus Simmons. It's been a long time coming.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
I am inevitable.
Welcome back to Crossfire. We are now ready for our first match of the evening. And our last first match of the season, if you will. And this is going to be a good one because we are currently basking in the glory of the French Phenom, the Fat Bitch Slayer. And most importantly, the Caw All-Stars World Heavyweight Champion. It's John Blackos, but most notably, he is not here with his Fire Lemonade tag team partner, Ben Hopkins. We've seen Rush Hour try to add some dissension, try to split up Fire Lemonade, cause a rift between the two. Jay let John know that he was going to be fighting AJ Young here tonight on our final edition of Death Row for this season, and Ben seemed to kind of take to heart some of the words Rush Hour said. He said he'd have to give John some time to think. And now Ben is not out here tonight with John. I guess we know Ben's answer. Are we already seeing the end of Fire Lemonade before it even begins? We'll have to see where Ben's loyalties lie. Of course, Ben does have some history with Rush Hour. Two of them were a trio at one point or another. Now here come one of the most talked about teams in the business. They're always on the minds of the Caw Wrestling world. And what the hell? I can't tell if they're dressed as if they're just coming back from the club or if they're coming back from their office holiday party. But either way, they're sending a message that they see John as a lesser competition. They see him as the weak link in Fire Lemonade. They've made that very clear over the last few weeks, trying to get into the mind of Ben and John, and seems to be working to an extent. AJ's really about to wrestle in a dress polo and khakis. God help us all. That man's got 2 watches on. Jay looking dapper as ever. Got the dress slacks, the sunglasses. AJ Young about to make the majority of the population of Vermont swoon here tonight. Now here he's going to be having some competition in a couple months, if you want to call it that. Going to fight for his territory. But tonight he's going to fight to prove that Rush Hour is the better team and that AJ Young is better than John Blackos. We've, of course, seen them go at it in the AWF recently. They're going to be competing for John's recently won AWF World Championship at the King of the Ring CPV. Now AJ saying John's not worth his time, but John with the tope to the outside. AJ feels disgusted having to even share the ring with John, it seems, here tonight. Now Jay, just peering, just staring through John's soul at ringside. We, of course, know the history between Jay and John. Let's just say John was, how can we call it, an indentured servant for Jay at one point or another. And now Jay's talking his shit, trying to get in the head of John Blackos. And AJ Young now with the stroke. Some refer to him as the stroke daddy of Vermont, you can say. Burlington's finest. Originally from Canada, of course. Gotta put some respect on AJ Young's name. I can't tell if it's easier to wrestle in this attire or harder. I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, dear God. AJ, come. The referees. Please don't. Oh, he takes him right to Dick Kick City. But the referee was looking right at him. Where's the damn bell? Shattering John's dreams. Anyone smell pizza? I don't know. But now AJ stomping John and slamming his head into the mat. Again, like I said, AJ just seems to... The fact that he's even wrestling John is just disgusting him here. And I don't know what their problem is with Rush Hour, but it's very disrespectful to what Ben and John have done. There's two of them combined have been Call Stars champion for 3 years straight. There's AJ's, known in some circles as Mr. Call Stars. That may be some of the reason why AJ is so annoyed with Fire Lemonade, and now drops him with the guaranteed DDT. This has been all AJ Young so far. John able to get the shoulder up, not letting AJ get the quick victory here. Not going to allow himself to be disrespected. I think John feels knowing that AJ is here wearing his club attire and not his wrestling boots. The fans clearly are not too pleased with AJ Young here tonight. You can hear Cleveland giving him... Oh, dear God! John Blackos with the neckbreaker off the top rope, trying to get back in this thing. And now John, clothesline in the corner, ducks AJ, and another leaping clothesline. And the French Phenom is on fire. They don't call him the Human Energizer Bunny for nothing. And now John, here's he. Oh, CBN! And this could be it. No. Can't tell you what that stands for, or else we'll get taken off the air. But now John calling for the end. Is he thinking fade to Blackos here? Now John, big chop to the chest. AJ Young. And oh, dear God. AJ going low, and now the referee's calling for the bell. This fucking coward. Taking the easy way out. And now, oh, God, Young disaster. Makes me sick. This match didn't even go, what, 3 minutes? And AJ has to hit John where the sun don't shine, and now, oh no. Here we go with the large cock energy kick. Jay blowing a kiss for good measure. This is disgusting. Oh, here comes Ben Hopkins. Ben, of course, not out here to support John, but now he's staring at a hole in J-Crack. Is Ben going to join Rush Hour? He's thinking things through. He's got a chair. He drops the chair. Oh, dear God, no. Ben, please don't. Jay seems to think that he's joined the party, but now Ben hitting AJ. And now he's got Jay in the head. Ben Hopkins seemed to have made his decision. There will be no Rush Hour London Tower reunion here in Cleveland tonight, that's for sure. And another chair shot to the head. Now AJ coming to the aid of his friend. He might be sitting in concussion protocol tonight. And Ben going wild with that chair, and now he's wrapping it around the ankle. And and AJ's ankle might be broken in half. And now for good measure, Ben Hopkins, descent to madness. Now, Fire Lemonade seems to be on the same page. They are looking for a fight.
AJ, Jay, it is as simple as this. Fire Lemonade is not just for Christmas, it's for life, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon, no matter what little mind games you want to play, no matter what you want to try and do to split this team apart, because you know that we can beat you, and that you're scared, that you're running scared because there's a combination here unlike any other. So how about we put that theorem to the test? Fire Lemonade, Rush Hour, and how about we do it at the grandest stage of them all, at WrestleMania? Because you can try all your little games to split us up, but when it comes to bell time, Fire Lemonade, just going to kick your heads in.
And that is going to be one hell of a tag team match. Rush Hour, Fire Lemonade, WrestleMania.
Jeremiah was stabbed in the AWF locker room. Detective Blackos, we must interrogate the suspects and find our man.
Let's find that.
Now, where were you at the time of the stabbing?
I've just woke up and suddenly I'm here. And where I was? I don't know. I was high. You tell me.
I was in Vegas, having probably the best orgy you've ever had in your life.
Really? You think I did it? Man, go tech yourself.
Hey, what kind of name is John Blackos? The fuck?
It wasn't me. And anything, I was with AJ, right AJ?
Officer J was not with me. I've never seen or heard of that man a day in my life.
You fucking bitch, you can't do this one thing for me. Really, AJ?
Oh, here we go. Officer, take him away.
I was looking at anime titties. They call me the Anime Titty King.
I'm gonna hold on to that for research purposes.
Fucking weebs. Right, next.
Hell yeah, I did that shit. Bitch threw a vegetable at me. So he got a knife thrown at his fucking esophagus.
Well, I hate Jeremiah, so we'll just call it self-defense.
Get out, you smoothie drinking, vegetable throwing bitch. We're trying to watch some AWF. Jeez, man.
welcome back. We just saw Fire Lemonade get back on the same page and send an ultimate message to Rush Hour. But here comes Jeffrey Albritton, Mr. Techatron himself, who's coming off his first singles win here in ECF, and it was a big one, defeating one of the mainstays here, one of the franchise players here in ECF, that being Jet Fusion. Now Jeffrey Albritton, we know he's going to be a member of that Infinity Gauntlet Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Jeffrey on a bit of a hot streak right now. Now he's going to put that new hot streak to the test against the man that announced the match, and a man that could very well be considered the favorite. He's the Savage, Jamal Bedlam, and it looks like Jamal is not alone here tonight, because right behind him is the face of First Class, Lewis Rivers. And this has been an interesting, I guess you can call it, alliance or pact between the two. Uneasy one, to say the least. Lewis Rivers interrupted Jamal Bedlam's Infinity Gauntlet announcement on our previous episode of Crossfire and announced that the match needs a superstar. And what better than the first-class superstar, Lewis Rivers, to join the fray. The two they did share a handshake. So maybe they're on the same page. Maybe they're going to try to work together in that match until the end. But I don't know. I get the feeling that Jamal Bedlam, at the end of the day, doesn't trust Lewis Rivers. And I'm not sure Lewis Rivers trusts Jamal Bedlam either. This is a man that it is his first singles match here in ECF. But this man is one of the most talked about names for a reason. The belt collector of CAW Wrestling, former CCL World Champion, multi-time CAW All-Stars World Tag Team Champion, VWU World Champion. The list goes on and on and on. Any belt you can think of in CAW All-Stars or VWU, Jamal Bedlam has probably held them, or at least challenged for them. Current AWF World Tag Team Champion. And this is going to be a good one. The Tech versus the Savage. Here we go. Could be a battle between two rising stars here in ECF. Two men that want to become tentpoles of whatever brand they end up drafted to at the beginning of next season. Jeffrey trying to go for a scoop slam, but Jamal not letting that happen. And he's just on top of him with those mounted punches. And we know Bedlam. Those punches are like bricks to your head. I know them firsthand. Oh, Jamal went for a jumping punch. Jeffrey seemed to dodge it, but now Jamal gonna beat the hell out of Jeffrey's chest. Good Lord. You might want to count the bruises that Jeffrey's going to have on that chest tomorrow morning, that's for sure. Now Jamal perched on the second rope. Seems to be proud of his handiwork. Jamal Bedlam a fan favorite, but he definitely revels in his violence, that's for sure. The Savage is not a caring man, that's for sure. Oh, big Pele, but still not enough to take down Jeffrey. And a second one. And now following up with a third, but it is still not enough. But the sling blade is. Now Big Lou getting in the face of Jeffrey. Jamal, big lariat to the face, knocking Jeffrey on the ground before he had a chance to ask the ref the ultimate question. And now Jamal with the gut-wrench suplex. Jeffrey's back and chest has to be absolutely killing him in the early stages of this match. Taking a whooping here. And now Jamal got him up and drops him on the top turnbuckle. And I haven't seen Jeffrey this confused since he said Eli Manning was a top 10 quarterback of all time. If you know, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Big powerbomb by Jamal. But not enough to get the victory. Well, Jamal maybe looking for a pep talk from Lewis Rivers. Lewis Rivers seems to be cheering on the Savage. Leading the Savage section here tonight. But Jamal maybe getting a little too arrogant. Jeffrey again with another one of those sling blades. Now the common thread here between Lewis Rivers and Jeffrey Albritton is in fact the man in the purple right now, Jamal Bedlam. And Jeffrey, oh my God, going for a spiral tap. And he caught Jamal with that in the seated position. Very agile, very impressive in the ring is Jeffrey. He just has not had the luck in terms of big signature wins that he may have hoped for. And Jamal just kicked him halfway across the ring. Good Lord, definitely a big size difference here tonight. Jamal with the German. Snap German suplex, 2, not enough. This one continuing belly to belly by Jamal Bedlam. Fired up here. Cleveland fans on their feet. Big fan here of the Savage. Again, like I said, I see Jeffrey as a future big name here. He's just, you know, caught the short end of the stick when it comes to opponents. I mean, even though there was a bit of some distraction involved, I can't take anything away from the win he had last week. I would definitely consider Jeffrey to be a dark horse in this Infinity Gauntlet coming up. And if he's able to get the win over Jamal tonight, you can't even call him a dark horse anymore. You can just call him a favorite, but sliced bread number 2. But 2 is all he got when he definitely wanted that 3. Because now Jamal Bedlam is still in this matchup, and Jeffrey has to go back to the drawing board. He's got Jamal on the ropes. What's he thinking? Oh, hold on. Jeffrey going to risk it all. No! So he went for a spear, but Jamal dodged it. And now the momentum is back in the corner of the Savage. Jamal has him up. Oh, good Lord, Jeffrey, you're back. Oh! Powerbomb on the apron. And Bedlam telling him what he thinks. It wasn't pretty. Definitely cover your kid's eyes. Now Lewis Rivers getting involved, throwing Jeffrey Albritton back in the ring, trying to make the job easier here for Jamal. But Jeffrey's still alive. He's getting pumped up, Jamal. Not a fan of Jeffrey taunting. But Jeffrey trying to get back in this one. Another sling blade seems to be his secret weapon here tonight. Putting it to good use. Jeffrey now going for a snap suplex. Gonna try to put this one away right here, right now, but no. Bedlam still lives on. Jeffrey just elbows to the face. But Lewis now getting on the apron, getting in the face of Albritton. And now Jamal German once again with the bridge. Here we go. No! And Lewis is saying here, I gave you the perfect opportunity to put this one away. Lewis has got to be pretty frustrated that Jeffrey Albritton is still in this one. But he might not be after this. Jamal now with the Splash Mountain. There we go. That's got to be it. No! Albritton still in this one. Somehow, someway, he's taken quite the beating here. But Jamal still intent on putting this one away. Jamal wants nothing but the win here tonight. And now Jeffrey with another one of those snap suplexes. Do everything he can to get the big man down. Now Jeffrey, what's he thinking here? Is he... Oh, hold on. Jeffrey's setting him up. Goes off the ropes in the technique. This could be it. 1, 2, no! And that might have been what Jeffrey was going for this whole matchup. He was going for that technique, he hit it, and it wasn't enough to put the Savage away, so the question is, what will? This time able to lift him up for the scoop slam. Wasn't able to at the beginning of the matchup. And Jeffrey going for another spiral tap. And now Jamal! Caught him! Old Bay Lariat! And that is it. Jamal Bedlam victorious here in Cleveland. And I think he sent Jeffrey's head into the nosebleed section. Savage gets the win here tonight. But is he going to repeat his good fortunes when he goes to Los Angeles and enters the Infinity Gauntlet? We'll have to wait and see. But I don't think betting against this man is a smart move, that's for sure. Now Lewis won't take his eyes off the Savage. Jamal saying, maybe bring it on. Maybe saying see you at WrestleMania. Lewis not playing any of Jamal's games here tonight. It's every man for himself.
You see, I fully understand that to make it here, you have to do whatever it takes to make an impact. Whether it be a straightforward one, or in my case, mysterious. See, I love a good mystery. However, when it comes to making a decision like that, you must be aware of the consequences. See, I'm not even mad that you attacked me. I mean, why should I? Why sit around here being mad when I can get even? See, I know you are watching this. And I already know an answer to expect. But I want to see if you're going to make the right answer. Why don't you meet me at WrestleMania? You want your spotlight? You want your big moment? Meet me at WrestleMania. And when I'm done beating you to an absolute pulp, I'm gonna rip off and show the world the answer to your mystery. So what do you say, huh?
Always has something to say, does KGD. Now we know another match is going to be taking place in Los Angeles. KGD issued the challenge to Reaper. If KGD wins, Reaper must reveal himself to the world and to the ECF faithful. And now we've got ourselves our next matchup of the evening. And here comes someone that has been very, very frustrated with how the last few weeks and months have gone for him. It's the Outback Warrior, Brandon James. He seems to be at a little bit of a crossroads in his career. He was on top of the world just a few short months ago as Hardcore Champion, until he ran into the Murderer at Rumble or Riot, lost that championship. And since then, he has yet to find himself a victory here. Scott McShannon beat him. And then last week, he gave Scott McShannon a little bit of a congratulatory gift after McShannon became the new light heavyweight champion. And that gift was a one-winged angel courtesy of the Outback Warrior. Tonight, Brandon James looks to get further into that light heavyweight championship territory when he goes one-on-one with the former light heavyweight champion, the man who had his reign cut short last week. It is the Beacon, Shawn Kingsley. There's going to be several men watching this matchup. Of course, the champion, Scott McShannon, also another man that got involved last week, that being the Elite One, Matt Black. Scott McShannon certainly has his fair share of challengers as his new reign begins. But in Kingsley's mind, he may have not even gotten off to a good start with the championship. But Brandon James, again, this is not the Brandon James I know, attacking Kingsley before the bell and just beating and raining hell on Kingsley. As I was saying, Kingsley in his first defense of the light heavyweight championship was defeated by the King of the North. So one of the shorter reigns in that title's history. But Shawn Kingsley is a fighting man. He does not back down from a fight, even one as lopsided as this, where he didn't even have time to prepare before the bell rang. Again, Brandon James has been a man of honor, a man of justice. And this is just a man who's letting his emotions get to him. This is a frustrated man, raining down punches and kicks and boots and strong style on Kingsley. And now getting him in the midsection. James, oh, big knee to the face. Trying to make quick work, trying to send Kingsley to the locker room, but no, only getting two. Brandon James definitely wants that light heavyweight championship, but now Kingsley getting back in this one. Not gonna give up. Not gonna be seen as simply a stepping stone. This is a man that, in a fair fight, is one of the best we have. And that just shows how impressive Scott McShannon's win was last week. Kingsley had him locked in the cattle mutilation, but Brandon James grabbed the ropes. For a guy like Scott McShannon to put away Kingsley in only his second singles match here and become champion is just a stunning turn of events. Kingsley dropping an elbow from the top rope. but not enough to keep the Outback Warrior down. Big drop kick now from the Beacon. He calls himself that because he considers himself to be a beacon of hope for these UCF faithful. And a big roundhouse kick to the face. Kingsley is another man that has every right to be frustrated with how his title reign turned out, but you don't see him jumping people before the bell. Just because people have been selling their Brandon James stock doesn't mean that you can turn into something you're not, Brandon. You're better than this. Now axe handle from the top rope as they've made their way to the outside. And, oh, good Lord. Drops him chest first into the guardrail. Again, we thank you for tuning into our final Crossfire of the season. Next time you tune into this program, we'll have a whole new roster. At the beginning of next season, we will have our draft show, where Death Row and Crossfire will have their rosters filled up. So I'm assuming we'll have a new general manager as well, now that Chris Simmons will be moving back over to Death Row full time. Brandon James has Kingsley up and drops him with the running power slam. The strength of James, but it is not enough to put away Kingsley. And imagine if Brandon James or Shawn Kingsley stay on Crossfire, they're going to want that to be their own personal playground. And they're hoping that they go into next season as light heavyweight champion. Of course, we don't know. Oh! Gut wrench powerbomb to Brandon James, beside himself that he hasn't been able to put this one away yet. Like I was saying, we don't know who Scott McShannon will be facing at WrestleMania. But either of these men hope that a win tonight will get themselves in conversation for that matchup. Kingsley with the big clothesline to the face, laying out Brandon James. And here we go. He's calling for it. Kingsley now. It's a super kick party here in Cleveland. Kicks him right in the face. This gonna be it. No! Kingsley, oh, hold on. Scott McShannon now has made his way up the ramp. The champ is here. He's keeping a close eye on this matchup. Kingsley maybe going for the London Fog, and he drops him. Brandon James busted open. He's seeing red, and Shawn Kingsley. No! And I thought that might have been it. That destroyer was enough to win him the championship, but not enough to put away James here tonight. Now got him in a surfboard stretch, trying to stretch the body of James, and now transitions it into a modified Dragon Sleeper. Gonna try to make the Outback Warrior submit, but James tried raking the eyes, and then a punch to the side of the head, and a big clothesline. Now here's where the power moves and hard-hitting offense of Brandon James might give him the advantage. Scott McShannon, again, keeping close eye on this match. He knows he might have to go back in the ring with one of these men. Both men he has beaten since arriving in ECF, and now Brandon James with the tope as Kingsley smashes into the barricade. Another man I mentioned that will be definitely keeping a close eye on this matchup is Matt Black, the man that attacked Brandon James with a ladder last week. Cut. That wound on James's face getting wider and wider, bigger and bigger, redder and redder. Now what does James have in store for Kingsley? Has him up and, oh good Lord, drops him. And that's it. Brandon James with the win here tonight. A big win for the Outback Warrior. And that was directed right at Scott McShannon. Again, fans not really knowing how to react. A bit of a mixed reaction. They're not used to this side of Brandon James. But a win is a win. I'll give him that. And this man, in his mind, damn sure needed one. James. McShannon now in the ring. He's got Brandon up and drops him. Jackhammer to Brandon James. And now, what's he thinking? Here we go. Got him. Essex Destroyer. King of the North once again triumphs over the Outback Warrior. But wait a minute. Oh my God. Aether Adamus out of nowhere with that diving DDT. And is Aether adding himself to the light heavyweight title hunt here? And now Aether making a big statement with the Big Bang. You can add Aether to the mix, I guess. And speak of the devil, here comes Matt Black. The Elite One. Snazzy suit and all. Going for the double underhook and drops him with the last sin. And Matt Black once again getting the last laugh here tonight in Cleveland. So it seems. And again, reaching for a toy in the toy box. He's got himself another ladder. Trying to repeat what he did last week. And Aether stopping Matt in his tracks. And Aether with the ladder shot to the Elite One. Now Aether scaling to the top of the ladder. And Matt Black joining him. Oh, this can't be good. Matt Black and Aether trading blows on the top of the ladder, but Matt, oh God, no, Matt, no, please, God, no. Oh dear God! Neckbreaker from the top of the ladder by Matt Black. He's grabbing at that arm. But Matt Black getting the last laugh here. He's taunting him. Wait a minute! Walter Scott is back! And he just creamed the fuck out of Matt Black with that elbow. We haven't seen Walter Scott in weeks. And Walter Scott is at the top of the ladder. And gentlemen, before the show tonight, a legend in the ECF Women's Division, Brittany Phaser, announced that she will be hanging it up at WrestleMania. The Women's Infinity Gauntlet will be her last ride as a full-time competitor, and we would like to thank Brittany for all she's done for this division over the years. But now we're moving on to our next matchup, and it is a number 1 contenders match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. The winner of this match will be going on to face the Amazons for those belts at WrestleMania 2. The Amazons have yet to lose since they won and became the inaugural champs. But here comes a team that is dominated since they've arrived here in ECF, that being the Polar Opposites. Jennifer Yeolee with the nice hat, Shevah Dael in the hood. France's finest. John Blackos had a hand in training these two young women. But their opponents have also impressed since their arrival. One of the more exciting teams we have on the roster, men or women, that being the Star Blazers. Became a big fan of these two on our last edition of Crossfire, where they picked up a big victory. Sky Hattori in that robe, in the mask, Kaya Ishida in the fluffy jacket. High flying, hard hitting. I think they could very well pull off a big win here against the Polar Opposites. Polar Opposites last week ended up winning by disqualification after Akira Suzuki snapped once she was abandoned in that tag team match and just went to town with a baseball bat on these two. But in terms of a clean matchup, we have yet to see the Polar Opposites look anything less than dominant. Now Hattori stretching out Shevah. Knee just firmly pushing into the back of the MMA-trained Shevah Dael. But I mean, real quickly, I just want to talk about what we saw in our last matchup. But hold on, let me save that for a second, because this one might be over. But no, Superman punch not enough. And as I was saying, it seems that we have a very crowded light heavyweight title scene now. Brandon James, Matt Black, Shawn, Kingsley, Aether Adamist, and the returning Boston Creamer Walter Scott, all looking to challenge Scott McShannon. Oh dear God! Hattori going to the skies and pulling out a thing of beauty there. But I get the feeling ladders are going to be involved when we make our way to Los Angeles. But Sky again this time with a diving Hurricane Rana. Or a springboard Hurricane Rana, I should say. Even more impressive. Sky Hattori really doing a good job at stopping the strike and MMA-based offense of Shevah with her quick, high-flying style. Another springboard Hurricane Rana, trying to put away the French badass, but it is not enough. And Kaya Ishida, the legal women in this matchup. These two Joshis trying to put a stop to France's top women's tag team. Now, super kick to the leg and double stomp. And Ishida can do things that I have just, quite frankly, never seen before. That's why I was so awestruck by these two in their last matchup. It was so impressive, it was hard to call at points. A big suplex now. And Shevah might have to think about making a tag to Jennifer at some point or another, because she has been overwhelmed the last couple of minutes. Star Blazers double super kick. And Shevah reaching out, making the tag to Jennifer Yeolee. Immediately hits that running knee. They call themselves the Polar Opposites not just because of their styles, both aesthetically and in the ring. You would never expect a team like this to work and gel as well as they have, but you've seen the results. They immediately became potentially target number 1 for the champions the minute they arrived. Star Blazers looking to put a stop to it. That's a match, honestly, I want to see. That's what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for Star Blazers versus Amazons. That could be the best tag match that this young women's tag division has seen since those belts came into play. Hattori with the insane elbow. And insane is one way to put it, but it is not enough to put away Jennifer Yeolee and the Polar Opposites. Still in this one, another tag out. Kaya once again the legal woman. And big scoop slam. Kicks her in the back. And now Kaya maybe got her by the hair and then drops her with the reverse DDT. Again, another pin. Not enough. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, good Lord. Just floored her with that kick to the back. But only a 1 count. Jennifer, maybe off of instinct alone, just kicking out of that one. Jennifer bounces off the ropes. Has not had any opportunity to get back in this one. Maybe I spoke too soon. Big knee to the face. And it looks like the Star Blazers after that one might be seeing stars. I miss my wife. Alright. Back to the action. Makes the tag to Shevah. Now Kaya might be in a world of trouble. Big kick to the back. And just trying to... Looks like she's trying to rip Kaya's arm out of her socket. Shevah Dael is not an elegant woman, to say the least. She is focused on inflicting pain and inflicting pain alone. Can't say that made her the most popular in high school, that's for sure. Oh, but another kick to the head. Kaya lightning fast, trying to get back in this one. And now Ishida, what's she going for? And oh! Drops her! But not enough. I thought that might have been it. Kaya went for that big move, but it was not, and Shevah just kips right up. In the Star Blazers corner, she's going for this uppercut train. That's how confident the Polar Opposites can be. Another vicious European uppercut and finishes it off with the running drop kick. Now what does Shevah have in store? Up and gut wrench suplex. Oh, hold on, transitioning. Going for a second one. Now into the pin. But Hattori breaking the pin up, and the referee got involved. Got caught in the crossfire. Get it? I feel so alone. Now, Ishida back in this one. And big crossbody from the top rope. Goes for the cover too. No! I said at the beginning of this matchup, it would be high-flying moves like that the Star Blazers would need to use to get the win here. I was almost right. I'm going for kind of like a sunset flip into a glam slam. But again, not enough for the Star Blazers. A very unique offense by this Joshi team. I'm a big fan. Really, either way, the future of this division is in good hands with these two teams, but I've just been really impressed. Double kick to the gut and follows it up with a kick to the back. Double team move there. And now Sky trying to get Jennifer out of the equation. And now to the Skies. Going for the insane elbow once again. And this might be it. 1, 2, no! Oh, I thought they were about to punch their ticket to WrestleMania. But just a half second short. And now going for the Serenity Lock is locked in. Trying to make Shevah tap out. It would be insult to injury if the submission specialist submits here tonight. That simply does not look to be the case. And another big Superman punch. And this might be the end for the Star Blazers here, if Shevah has it the way she wants. Big suplex. Back into the ring. Got her in the corner. Now we've seen this before. There for the package pile driver. Down with the super kick. That's how they laid out the Amazons. And that's how they became the #1 contenders. Good matchup. Great showing by both teams. But only one could go on to the grandest stage of them all. And it is once again the polar opposites. Here come the champs. Staring daggers into the #1 contenders. New belts, by the way. Beautiful looking titles. We'll be seeing Amazons, polar opposites. It all goes down at SoFi Stadium. We'll be right back. And hold on, we're getting cameras backstage. Lydia is just beating down Akira Suzuki in the locker room area. We saw a new side of Lydia last week as she looks forward to that women's championship match. And oh God, super kick into the locker. And looks like it's official. The newest client of Jack Venom Enterprises. I see a lot of things, man. I have eyes in all different places. Everything comes back to me. But what I'm seeing now in front of me is clear as day. I see an army, a group falling apart right in front of our very eyes. This war that Shawn Walsh and his shotgun conspiracy have challenged against us, that they're trying to fight, is not a war at all. You give us the challenge of faction warfare, but there's only one faction that I truly see. The shotgun conspiracy is not a faction. The shotgun conspiracy is a fraud, held together by Walsh's faith in his king. But all the other pieces of the kingdom aren't pulling their weight. I see the look in your eye, Walsh. You want nothing more than to chuck Kenyon Phoenix and Scott Adams into the trash, to leave them behind. You are no leader. You are a coward and a fraud and a pretender. And you can make Bobby Mitchell your little puppet all you want. The fact remains that the only true faction is the one that stands by my side. And at WrestleMania, you want a war, you'll get one. But you won't make it out alive. And the shotgun conspiracy, the shotgun conspiracy will be no more.
Hey yo, Diego Montoya. I've been wondering for a while, man, when were you going to invite the shotgun conspiracy to your compound? Where are your manners? You know, me and the boys, we thought maybe it got lost in the mail. So I took it upon myself to show on up here today, and now that I'm here and I see it in the flesh, I get it now. This place is a dump. You have to feel embarrassed to invite any guest here. This is the type of pride that you have in the things that you own, the property that you own, and you think that you own ECF, but this is how you keep your property? I don't know, man. But that's okay, that's okay. When the shotgun conspiracy beats Cape Fear at WrestleMania, it's going to make it real easy when we burn this place to the ground. You may feel at home here, but our home is in the middle of that ring at WrestleMania. And we will stand tall when we're led by our king, the king, Bobby Mitchell. There was a little while I felt like how you probably feel every single day of your life, doubting your own men. I was doubting my men because they continued to disappoint me. But then I realized if I bring in a true, strong leader, he can bring the very best, even out of those who are very mediocre. And that is when I brought Bobby Mitchell in, and look what we've done since. And it's just the beginning. Because at WrestleMania, the king, the bruiser, the top star of the shotgun conspiracy, Bobby Mitchell, is going to burn you to the ground. Shotgun conspiracy is going to stand tall at WrestleMania. So I hope you take these final days at your compound and enjoy it, because it won't be here anymore. Now, Diego, I see you're getting a little mad. And look, I am a very brave man, as you know, but I'm not a stupid man. Did you really think that I would show up here at your disgusting compound all by myself? No, wherever I go, the shotgun conspiracy is not far behind. And wherever the shotgun conspiracy goes, our leader and our king is standing right in the front of the line.
It'll be faction warfare at WrestleMania, but ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest in attendance here tonight. The patriarch of the Jones dynasty, Seth Jones, is here. The father of Stephen Jones, Gwen Jones, the current women's tag champion. And this man right here, the Nightmare of Newfoundland himself, Sal Jones. The Jones Wrestling Dynasty, one of the premier families here in ECF since its inception. We'll of course be seeing Stephen Jones in the main event of Day 2 of WrestleMania. We heard him speak earlier tonight, the Texas star looking to become ECF World Champion. But Sal Jones, this one is personal for him. He's going to be going one-on-one with the Samoan Wrecking Ball, Aleki. The man that attacked him as he was making his way to his undisputed championship match on our last edition of Crossfire. Aleki intervened, made it a three-way. We're going to take the spot of Sal Jones. Jones eventually was able to get back into the match, did not walk out as champion. It was a valiant effort by this man that just will not quit. But one thing he will do is kick you in the face. And we saw that on our last edition of Death Row, as Stephen Jones and Aleki were trapped in a steel cage together. And Sal Jones came to the aid of his brother, laying out Aleki with a massive thunder kick. Jumping off the cage. But now, this is an angry Samoan monster that I guarantee you has not forgotten about that victory that Sal Jones cost him last week. And here he comes. And look who's with him. The CEO of Jack Venom Enterprises himself, Mr. Jack Venom. We saw just a few short minutes ago Mr. Venom introducing his newest client, that being Lydia, the first ever female member of Jack Venom Enterprises. But as Jack's clientele grows, so does the aura surrounding this man right here, Aleki. Stephen Jones may have won last week, but he didn't pin him. He didn't submit him. He simply escaped the cage that he was trapped in with this monster. Since returning to ECF multiple months ago, not a soul has come close to pinning or submitting the Samoan Death Machine. And Sal Jones definitely has the passion and the spirit to put together a victory here. Potentially upset the Samoan Death Machine, but it is going to be a tough task. But Sal wants to do it. He's got his father in the front row. He wants to make his father proud. I'm sure regardless he will be, but we all know how it is with Dad. It's personal. But Aleki, from the early goings, it is not looking pretty here. This is a pissed off Death Machine. I wouldn't want to be Sal Jones. I wouldn't want to be anyone in the ring with him right now. But Sal trying to get back in this one. Don't write him out yet, that's for sure. Again, one of the best we have when he's on his A game and when he's fired up. And Jones. Big lariat. Knocking Aleki off his feet. And again going to the top rope. Thinking moonsault. Oh, God. Dodged out of the way. And see Seth Jones very worried about his son right here. Oh, big boy senton. Sal Jones crutching his rib. He may have cracked a couple ribs there. Aleki is just unrestrained in his violence here tonight. Baldo bomb. Not good. Ooh, only a 2. Jack Venom, on the other hand, very pleased with the violence and the carnage that is taking place in the ring right now, because that's an investment for him. Every beatdown Aleki brings and every win that Aleki gets, there's more money in Jack Venom's pockets. Big running STO. the Samoan Death Machine. Again, I gotta remind everyone that both of these men are going to be members of the Infinity Gauntlet. We saw 3 other men that will be in that match earlier tonight, that being Lewis Rivers, Jamal Bedlam, and Jeffrey Albritton. So that match is very much stacked. I've been told we will find out the final 3 men in that matchup later on tonight. It's Sal Jones. Went for a big dive to the outside, only got a little bit of it. But any little bit he can get is enough. Big cutter by the Nightmare. Now Aleki back in this one. And grabs him by the head and hoists him up and drops him. This could be it. Only a 2 count. Again, Sal Jones has to just wait for the right opportunity to strike with that lightning fast thunder kick. But Aleki's not going to give him even a second to breathe here tonight, it seems. As Seth looking on, trying to instill some confidence, some momentum for his son, and it might be working. Sal Jones back in this one. Oh, missed on the clothesline, and oh no. Sal Jones clearly is beaten up, injured in the early goings of this match, and oh God! And now he might have just cracked his skull there. But Jones able to stay in this one. The pop-up headbutt is not enough to put away the Nightmare here. Aleki now power slam into the ropes. And he just bounced off of them like he was nothing. Oh, this is not good. That's a big boy on the top rope there. What the hell? Oh my. Oh! Knees up. That would have been the end for sure. But now, oh, what the hell are we seeing here? Got him up, going for the vertebraker. He drops him. Holy shit! Sal Jones dropped him with the vertebraker. Is that going to be it? No! It is not Aleki's worst nightmare here tonight. I'm just impressed that he got him up for that move. Aleki, damn close to 300 pounds. Jones has him on the apron. What's he on the rope? Sorry. What's he thinking here? Big kick. Thought he might have gone for that disaster kick, perhaps. No. Got him to the outside. Maybe thinking, trying to think of another way to get him down. Perched on the top rope. What is Sal Jones thinking here? Waiting for Aleki to get back on his feet, but no, missed on the elbow. And just, oh God. Just ran into a combination of strikes. And Aleki getting out of the way of that diving elbow might have been the worst possible thing that could have happened for this man. And now, oh, he's taking apart one of our tables. Thankfully, it's not mine. This is not good. Referee already had a count of 6. This is not good. Oh God. Aleki got him up and oh God! Look at this choke slam through the announce table, and he's just flailing around like a fish out of water. As Aleki looking at Jones's lifeless body rolling back in the ring. And something tells me that Sal Jones is not going to get back for the 10 count. And this one's over. May not have been by pinfall. But Aleki is victorious here tonight. Just an absolute decimation from the Samoan Death Machine. This is a message. Do not mess with this man. I said earlier Jamal Bedlam was the favorite for the Infinity Gauntlet. Well, I might have to change my pick. But hold on. Seth Jones in the ring. Coming to the defense of his son. This man is long retired. Oh no. Oh no. Sal Jones trying to help his dad, but no, Jack Venom caught him with the chair shot. Oh, God, this man has been out of the ring for decades. This is not good. Oh my God, kiss of death. That is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen here. I'm gonna throw up.
Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yes, sir. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time for you to get into the character. You hit or lose or hit or win, I'm only asking you. Either you beat him or you beat him like an amateur. Either you drive or you get driven like a passenger. The fight's around the corner, so pick the one you want to. Represent your way, go head to head with your opponent. Feel it in the air, tension is electric. The glory's imminent, this is something epic. Least for one of you, so what you gonna do? When your enemy is standing right in front of you, are you gonna lose, or are you gonna prove to everyone that never thought you win that you could rule? Cause everything is in your hands, you control it. And everything that is the past, it is over. This is now, this is everything that is. So you better make the right pick. Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Crossfire, and I'm still trying to process what we just saw. I will try to give you guys an update on the condition of Seth Jones. Not only is that man a legend here, but he's a father, he's a pioneer. I know his 3 children are just, they got to be with their dad right now. That was disgusting. But moving on, here comes the reinvented Renegade, David Sandmen. No bike, no leather jacket. This is a new David Sandmen. This is a more determined David Sandmen. This is a David Sandmen that is going toe-to-toe with Mason Chronic and saying anything you can do, I can do better. Going into a more vicious side that we've seen. No longer the hardcore king. He's doing things a different way. Going down a different path. Potentially that path could lead him to once again becoming hardcore champion and being the one man to dethrone the murderer. But first, he has to go through this man right here, the Neon Devil, A-Pac Aries. Man, it is no slouch. This is a legend over at Madhouse Entertainment. Of course, former AWF World Tag Team Champion. The member of the Blade Runners, a team that recently found themselves a new home over in the AWF draft. Trying to go for another set of tag team championships. A-Pac knows his fair share. He's a veteran, but when he's got a partner that's older than the art of wrestling itself, he knows what he's doing. He can get the job done here. This is a big task ahead for David Sandmen. And this is personal for Aries because last week, David Sandmen decided to use A-Pac to send a message to Mason Chronic. Of course, Chronic had just finished making quick work of Alejandro Rodriguez, God rest his soul. When David Sandmen interrupted our feeds and attacked A-Pac in the parking lot to send a message to him, and he's going full steam ahead to start things off, not even letting Sandmen breathe, let alone get any offense in. And I don't think this is what the Renegade expected here for this matchup. I mean, if you're gonna attack someone like that, I wouldn't be so surprised if they ended up whooping your ass too, David. I want to point out new gear here tonight for David Sandmen, rocking the black and silver. He had that entrance jacket as well. That was, quite right. A-Pac back in the ring. I might be seeing things, but I'm pretty sure A-Pac might just be because of the top bun, but I think A-Pac's got the height advantage on Sandmen as well, and David Sandmen is no short individual. Definitely over 6 foot, 240, 250. He's a big, beefy lad. And I actually heard that was the name he was going for before he decided on the Renegade, but the PR team decided that not threatening enough if you're going up against someone called the Murderer. My sources are me just now. David Sandmen, not enough to get the pin here. Sorry, actually, my sources are a local McDonald's employee in Lowell, Massachusetts. But A-Pac with the patella drop, going for the pin, not enough. Big wrestling town is Lowell. But anyways, A-Pac now going for went for the V-trigger, but not enough. David Sandmen, oh, here we go, wasted hangover. That's won him championships before. But it is not enough to put away the Neon Devil, the King of New Dawn. And Sandmen. Oh. A-Pac. Once again back in this one. This one has been way more even than I was expecting. A-Pac Aries recently hasn't had many wins, but he took... Oh, hold on. Not enough. As I was saying, he took Aether to his limit a couple weeks ago on Death Row. Now he's taking David Sandmen and fighting him to the bitter end. A-Pac Aries showing that, hey, don't overlook me. I still got it. I can still be a contender if I want to. And he very well could act as the spoiler for David Sandmen here tonight. As David Sandmen seemingly is doing everything here to send a message to Mason Chronic. And now David Swanton Bomb. It's a little bit of the old David Sandmen. Showing that he still has some old tricks he can pull off every now and then, but it's not enough to get the victory. Big clothesline in the corner. David Sandmen's always been, a guy that hits hard and hits often, in more ways than one. Oh, dear God! And A-Pac might have a broken nose after that one. A vicious, and another vicious punch that I could hear that from over here. And now David Tope Suicida. Good Lord. The Renegade has been unleashed here in Cleveland. And Chronic might be wishing he didn't attack Sandmen all those weeks ago, because He doesn't know what he's gotten himself into, it looks like. There we go. David Sandmen off the ropes. Deep 6. And following it up, this is gonna be it. Here we go. David, curb stop. Well, normally we go for the pin, but David Sandmen, what's he thinking? Oh, he's turning him over. And now he's got the Tequila Sunrise locked in. Looking to not pin him, but make him tap out. And he does just that. Big win here for the Renegade. David Sandmen back on the winning track here. What a match. What a performance by David Sandmen here at WrestleMania. We're going to see him and Chronic. Falls count anywhere. It's going to be a good one. And speak of the devil, or should I say speak of the murderer, Mason Chronic. Always nearby, it seems, when it comes to the Renegade. And this is not good. Mason Chronic going to send one last message before Mania Weapon X. Chronic proving that he is still the big dog on campus. It's a match I cannot wait to see.
Can you believe it? John Blackos has won the Call All-Stars Championship.
Unreal. What a conclusion here to Call All-Stars 13.
Wait a minute. Hold on. It's Louis Rivers. Oh my god, he's attacking John Blackos.
You're getting better all the time, and turning all against the one isn't all just hard to teach. Another clever word sets off an unsuspecting hurt, and as you get back in line, a mob jumps to their feet. No dance, fuck your dance, man, he never had a chance, and no one even knew it was really only you.
Dance, fuck your dance, you never had a chance, and no one even knew it was really only you. So dance, fuck your dance, I never had a chance, it was really only you.
With 1,000 lies and a gun disguise, hit him right between the eyes, hit him right between the eyes. When you walk away, nothing more to say. See the lightning in your eyes, see him running with 5,000 lies and a gun disguise, hit him right between the eyes, hit him right between the eyes. When you walk away, nothing more to say. See the lightning in your eyes, see him running for their lives.
Bad bitches.
Oh, welcome back. We're catching up backstage, and it looks as though we're witnessing a fight between two men that will be going at it for the Intercontinental Championship. Ryan Carroll right now is just assaulting Kevin Cross. We're just getting word that Kevin Cross was arriving at the arena here tonight. He was scheduled to say some words, but it looks as though the Fixer had other plans. He just drilled him with that forearm to the face. Kevin Cross, the current Intercontinental Champion, might have to count his days if Carroll's going to be acting like this. And the Cross fighting back. And he just throws Carroll into that scaffolding and a big neck breaker. Chaos erupting in our parking lot. These two requested that a no disqualification stipulation be added to their matchup, and it has been granted by our commissioner, Chris Simmons. We're getting to see a little preview of that right here, right now. And Carroll, what's he thinking? Oh no. Carroll now has Kevin up. And powerbomb right onto that equipment box. This is not good. And now, for good measure, Passion Killer. Kevin Cross probably going to need some medical attention.
It's main event time.
But we have no time to waste. It is main event time. We have a big 6-man tag containing 6 men that will be taking place in 3 of the biggest matches of our WrestleMania weekend. And we're going to start off with this man right here, the premier athlete, the self-proclaimed best wrestler alive, Ryan Brooks. Those are big words. This man can certainly live up to those words, those expectations when he's on his A game. Brooks will be going up against his former mentor, former tag team partner, Jet Fusion. A student versus teacher match. Brooks, ever since he broke away from his old mentor, his old friend, has had quite a bit of success. In order to get rid of the shadow of his past, he needs to prove to himself that he can beat Fusion once and for all in a one-on-one matchup. It'll be the first time they have ever gone against each other in their careers. Fans in Cleveland, not really big Ryan Brooks fans. His first partner is a man that I am, quite frankly, kind of shocked at how he has spiraled lately, that being Bill Bradshaw, the Black Cat himself. Of course, ever since he returned, he's had a bit more of a vicious and bitter attitude to him. Originally going after the Undisputed Championship, saying that he needs to regain that belt by any means necessary. Of course, Bradshaw was once one of the pillars, one of the foundations of this company. But in the later stages of his career, he has fallen on some dark times. He is starting to become the man that he swore he would never become again. Shrouded in bitterness and hatred. We're seeing him take that out on Caius right now. Last week, the two brawled all throughout the arena, throughout the entire night. Kept interrupting several matches and segments, and it all ended when Bradshaw tossed Caius off the top of one of our production trucks. I'm shocked Caius is able to compete tonight, let alone at WrestleMania. But here's a man that can pretty much guarantee a victory for their team on any given night. It's the Punisher, the hero killer himself, a man on a mission to eradicate ECF of all of its self-proclaimed heroes. Fisk, former world champion all around the globe, a man that strikes fear into his opponents just by saying his name. And we are seeing quite an interesting saga for this man in the CAW wrestling world right now. We're hearing more and learning more about this man, his interesting past than we ever have before. But here in ECF, he has been targeting the People's Champion, Shawn in recent weeks. That's going to be another match that I cannot wait to see come WrestleMania. Now we talked about the student. Here comes the teacher. The wrestling god, Jet Fusion. Fusion was out for quite a bit of time, made his return, his singles return on our last edition of Crossfire, where he was upset by a man we saw earlier tonight, Jeffrey Albritton. Ryan Brooks did have something to do with that one. And that's when their match for WrestleMania was made official. This has been a different Jet Fusion that we've once seen. Once a man who was just consumed by his own ego is now trying to turn over a new leaf, become a better version of himself. And with that comes his former student threatening to take him down before he can even begin. As the arena gets darker, that can only mean that the Dark God has arrived. House Caius is here. Again, I don't know how this man fell. Was thrown, not fell. He was just thrown from the top of a production truck onto our concrete backstage in the same parking lot we just saw Ryan Carroll and Kevin Cross go at it. He's standing. I thought for sure this man would have a broken back. That just shows the toughness of the leader of House Caius, that being the Dark God himself. Another man that has tried to reinvent himself lately. Immediately started picking fights with Phil Bradshaw. It's been a very violent rivalry between the two. Another match that we will see go head-to-head at WrestleMania. But lastly, the final member of their team is the People's Champion himself, Shawn Riley. And it's been around the block for years. Former multi-time world champion in the AWF, in CCWO, here in ECF. He's won world titles everywhere he has gone. And Riley has wanted to get back in that world title scene for quite some time. But he's got to go through the Punisher first. It's one of the reasons why Fisk is detested and had such hatred for men like Shawn Riley, is because he felt like Riley leapfrogged him in the line of opportunities and got opportunities that he felt should have gone to him. We're starting this one off. Ryan Brooks and Caius, the two legal men to start this match. And Caius immediately with a big clothesline. First time we've seen Caius in the ring since our homecoming special. This is the first time we've seen this newer, different side of Caius, this Mad King. Now Caius with the camel clutch. Locking in, trying to get the submission victory. Looks like he's gouging the mouth, trying to fish hook Ryan Brooks' mouth while he's locking in that camel clutch for added effect. But Brooks with the big chop, knocking Caius down. Now another one. Big elbow to the face. It's just a swagger and cockiness, I should say, to Ryan Brooks' style. But he claims to be the best in the company at what he does. And I mean, I can't argue. The man is a fantastic professional wrestler. I just don't like his attitude. But Caius is giving him all he can right now. Now Fisk with a big shot, and now the Punisher has tagged himself in. Big sneaky tag, big headbutt, and the Hero Killer is making his presence felt immediately. This is, oh, here we go. Fisk now got him up and chops Caius with a pump handle neck breaker. Only getting two. This is a matchup that I'm no stranger to. These two have gone at it on multiple occasions. Fisk usually has won most of those contests. One of those was for a championship in the past, I believe, in Season 1. Oh, and a big German suplex. Deadlift German by Fisk. And now Brooks once again tagged into the matchup. We have yet to see Bradshaw get tagged in on that side. Team Fisk. Now Brooks, shot to the face, and drops him with the draping DDT. And now getting in the face of Jet Fusion. Now look at this cocky bastard right here. Just rubbing salt into the wound. Now he's screaming at the referee. The ego on this man. I mean, where do you think he gets it from? Jet Fusion used to be just like that. In many ways, Brooks is the spitting image of his former teacher. But now Fusion gonna get in this matchup for the first time. And you know he wants to get his hands on Brooks. He's just screaming in his face. There is no love lost between these two former friends, former partners. The team once known as the Riot Hounds, former two-time ECF World Tag Team Champions. And now Brooks getting out of there as fast as he possibly can as he makes the tag once again to the Hero Killer. And now he's got Fusion by the back of the head and drops him down with a reverse choke slam. And he's not even going to fully pin him. He's just going to... Look at that. And Fusion able to kick out. And another big shot by Fisk. And another punch right to the face. As he's knocking Fusion silly here. Fisk. Keep thinking Fusion trying to get back in this one. Jet Fusion drops him right onto the top rope. Fisk at 6'8", 270. But no matter how big or how large you are, it's going to hurt if you go gut first into those ropes. Because they're not made of... They're made of simple yarn, I'll just tell you that right now. Fusion now going to the top. Went for the missile drop kick, but Fisk moving out of the way. And a big lariat from the Punisher. Now belly to back suplex. And the former triple champion. This man once had 3 belts at the same time here in ECF. Defeat no one has matched before, but only a 1 count. After that splash from the middle rope by Fisk. And he's just stomping away at Fusion. I believe that we have never seen these two go one-on-one in a singles match before. I could be wrong, but I think this is a first-time matchup we're seeing right now between the Punisher and the Wrestling God. But this is a match, or at least a history that we are very familiar with, that being Bradshaw and Jet Fusion. You want to talk about history. You want to talk about student versus teacher. Phil Bradshaw, the man that brought Fusion into this business, but Fusion, big spine buster. Only getting 2. Fusion, the former protege of this man, when Bradshaw was on top of ECF. Fusion was his right-hand man. Now Caius getting back into this thing. Shawn Riley, the only man that has not gotten a piece of the action here tonight. Big snap suplex into the pin. Only getting 1. As we're getting a preview of one of our big matchups on day 1 of WrestleMania. Bradshaw, big blow to the back, targeting the back that he injured last week in that backstage assault. And a third blow to the back. Bradshaw knows what he's doing, and he's taking pride in his handiwork. It's a man that knows that he doesn't have many opportunities left. Big stunner! Here we go. Fusion breaking the pin up. And now Fusion, hold on, he's got Fisk up. And he drops the Punisher with the Fusion bomb. Chaos is breaking out here. Fusion or Fisk are not the legal men. Brooks with the triple Germans to Fusion. And now Caius taking advantage of the distraction, got him up and drops him with the fireman's carry bomb, but only, not even anything. Bradshaw able to grab the ropes, and now Sean Riley has finally made his way into this match. Now he's waiting for it. Oh, immediately going after Fisk, but Fisk treats Riley to a forearm to the face, and now Bradshaw, big suplex. Bradshaw going to try to put this man away before he can even get super involved, and now just working on the trapezius muscle of Sean Riley. Riley sweeping the leg. Big kick to the face. We've seen this man go to a more aggressive side lately around the Call Wrestling world, and we're definitely seeing it in this rivalry with Fisk. Laid Fisk out with his trademark bicycle boot last week. You know he wants to get his hands on the Punisher once again. Riley up and tornado DDT from the People's Champ. And he's going to follow it up with a super kick to the face. And now Rizzy, is this going to be it? Bradshaw able to get the shoulder up at the last second, saving this matchup for his team. Is he thinking, trying to warm up for the bicycle boot, perhaps? No, big drop kick. And again, he's thinking boot. But no, Bradshaw able to weasel his way out of there. Tags in Phil Bradshaw. Oh, sorry, tags in Ryan Brooks, I should say. But now Riley, with the Mind Gates, tagging in Fusion. You know Fusion wants his hands on Brooks. And Brooks, I think he's staying in there, not immediately tagging out like he did earlier in this contest. Big float over neckbreaker from Ryan Brooks. Now Brooks going to the top, looking to fly. Brooks now goes for the moonsault, and he connects. Here we go, this could be it. Oh, Riley breaking the pin up, and now Fisk in the ring. Brooks clearing the way of Fusion's partners. Now Fusion has nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Brooks, oh dear God, no. GTS! Looking to put Fusion to sleep. No, Riley breaking the pin up, getting back in there at the last moment. Now the referee got knocked down in this chaos. This six-man is just erupting in chaos and carnage here tonight. Is Brooks, you're thinking another moonsault? No! Fusion moving out of the way as Brooks, big chop to the face. Now what's Fusion thinking? Got him. Oh! Des press. And just punch after punch to the face. Every punch has meaning behind it. Fueled by his student's betrayal, and now he's got him locked in the rings of Saturn. Brutalizer locked in. Trying to make Ryan Brooks tap out here tonight. Brooks has nowhere to go, and he's tapping. Brooks taps. Fusion gets the win for his team. What an exciting and chaotic main event that we had here tonight. Big win here tonight for Fusion, Riley, and Caius. will give them big momentum going into their matches at WrestleMania. But ladies and gentlemen, we are not done. Don't go anywhere. When we get back, we will hear from AJ Drake. Ladies and gentlemen, it is almost here. The biggest two-night spectacular in ECF history. WrestleMania 2 Infinity War. Let's go through some of the matches we will be seeing in this two-night spectacular. Ryan Brooks and Jet Fusion, student versus teacher. Fusion just made Brooks submit. Will it be the same in Los Angeles? Phil Bradshaw and Caius. The Black Cat versus the Dark God. This has been a bitter, intense rivalry. Who will come out on top? Hardcore Championship on the line. Falls Count Anywhere. Mason Chronic versus David Sandman. Murder versus Renegade. It's a dream match. Eliza Montoya, the Chaos Queen, takes on the Speed Demon, Elizabeth Preza. Who will win this dream contest? Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. The Amazons defend against the number one contender, Polar Opposites. The Polar Opposites won that contendership earlier tonight. Will they win the tag titles? Hero Killer versus People's Champion Fisk versus Shawn Riley. Reaper and KGD. If Reaper loses, he must reveal himself to the world. Will that happen, or will he keep his identity safe? Andrew Kelly versus the Commissioner, Chris Simmons. This has been building all year. Will the role model beat the Commissioner? And this is now official. A six-man ladder match for the Light Heavyweight Championship. Scott McShannon defends against Aether Adamus, Brandon James, Matt Black, Sean Kingsley, and the OGFG Walter Scott. While the men's Infinity Gauntlet, we have three new contestants to announce for that one. We have Ben Costello and the debuting Damian Valentine and Connor Green. That'll be a huge match. And on the women's side, we have our 8 women right here. We know this will be Brittany Fazer's last ever ECF match. Will she win, or will it be one of these other 7 women? Tag titles on the line. The Black Lotus defend against the former champs, the Blackout. Mikey Truth, Vinny Sprelly. Vinny Sprelly has been displeased with Mikey's new rise in popularity. Will Mikey win, or will the show stop the iconic deity? Faction Warfare, Shotgun Conspiracy versus Cape Fear. Who is the true top faction here in ECF? We saw this announced earlier tonight. Fire Lemonade, Ben Hopkins and John Blackos versus AJ Young and J-Crack. Rush Hour, another dream tag team match. ECF Women's Championship on the line as Akira Suzuki continues her reign of dominance. She defends against the New Attitude in Lydia. Intercontinental Championship on the line. Kevin Cross versus Ryan Carroll. We know this is now no DQ. We saw Carroll attack Kevin earlier tonight. Will Kevin retain, or will the Passion Killer win gold? No holds barred. Brother versus brother. AJ Drake versus Lucas Drake. Another one that has been building for quite some time. And in the main event, the Headhunters implode. At long last, the Undisputed Championship on the line as Jeff Garnett defends against the Texas Star, Stephen Jones. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time that we hear from the fallen hero.
Yes, Master.
In one half of the main event of Day 1 of WrestleMania 2. It's this disgusting piece of shit right here. It's AJ Drake. AJ Drake out here tonight because last week he did the absolutely heinous and disgusting thing of assaulting our chairman backstage and hospitalizing him to the point of we don't even know if we're going to see him again, giving him this grave physical and internal injuries when we speared him into that electrical equipment. AJ Drake has been ordered to apologize for his actions, or his match with Lucas Drake, his brother, will not only be off, but AJ Drake could face fines, suspension, even termination, I've been told. And I just want to know why this disgusting, disingenuous piece of shit did what he did. I know he's fueled by his hatred for his brother, but why? It's time we hear from the fallen hero. Or else our Mania card could be changing drastically. I am not out here tonight proud of what I did last week, gravely harming a man that I considered to be a father figure. Someone that I knew, no matter how hard it got, no matter how much I doubted myself, I knew that someone had my back, someone had my support. Because God forbid I get that from my brother or the people in this locker room who, when I came to this arena today, looked at me like Charles fucking Manson just walked into the place. I'm not a psychopath. I'm filled with anger. I'm filled with regret. I'm out here because, as you all know, Chris Simmons said I needed to issue an apology. He threw every threat in the book at me. Fines, suspensions, firing. He doesn't need to do any of that. Because it's not the chairman's fault. I took my anger out on the wrong person. So, for what it's worth, I am truly, deeply sorry for what I did. To the chairman, to the members of the ECF board, I truly am sorry. But you know what it got me thinking? This little secret that was kept from me, it got me thinking about my whole career. It got me thinking about, from the minute I stepped in here, winning world championships, main eventing shows, main eventing WrestleMania. It got me thinking how much of that was what I thought it was, which was my own hard work and determination getting me to every single place, whether people liked me or not. It was because I worked harder than everyone else. Or was it because I had a silver spoon up my ass but didn't know about it? Was it because the puppeteer in the shadows was guiding my career? Because I was promised that this would all be handed to me, although I didn't know a damn thing about it. And I'm thinking about it. And I realized what I knew all along is that the only person to blame for this is my son of a bitch that I used to call a brother. Lucas Drake, you pathetic piece of shit. I guarantee you this was all you're doing. Everything you've ever done has been to diminish my role in this company, diminish my star power, because you knew when your brother walked in that you were yesterday's news. I guarantee that this was your idea. Don't let him know, because he's going to crack under pressure. He won't be able to handle the news. Well, look what happened. I found out and I laid my hands on the chairman. I sent the chairman to the hospital. The chairman will probably never be able to walk again. But in a weird way, it was a moment of inspiration. Because some call me a fallen hero. Some call me a psychopath. I look at myself as a great uniter. I look at myself as someone that is bringing in a new era of AJ Drake. Because now I know the power I hold. I know what I can do. Lucas Drake, you, my friend, my former brother, This WrestleMania match is going to be a work of art, a work of twisted, violent art, and you will be my canvas. What happened to the chairman, as vile as it was, will look like a cakewalk compared to what I'm going to do to you. You won't be able to stand up straight. Forget wrestling. You won't be able to walk without someone being there to hold your hand, to get you to the other side of the street. Lucas, when you're sitting there in a hospital bed having your meals fed to you through a straw, just know that what's coming to you is 100% deserved. You are a bastard. You shouldn't have been born. And I will end the last remnants of your life at WrestleMania, because it is all your fault. Fine speech, but it was only a matter of time. Here comes the insane one, Insania, Lucas Drake. Whatever you want to call him, he is here, and he's had enough of his brother's actions, his brother's meltdown, his brother's rage. We know that it's not been easy for Lucas to have to go against his brother, for him to face his brother like this. But it's what he has to do. Someone has to put an end to AJ Drake. AJ, I'm sorry. You were right. I did tell the chairman to keep the secret from you. It was my idea. He wanted to tell you. I told him that he wouldn't be able to handle it. And I was right. Because now look at you. I said absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. And now look at you, a tyrant with blood and murder in his eyes. I created this monster. And as much as I don't want to, as much as I know that the man that I need to sacrifice is my baby brother, I have to do it. AJ, I love you, but this is for your own good. So it's still on, brother versus brother at WrestleMania, no holds barred. Both men. Oh! And AJ Drake not letting Lucas have the last word here tonight. And, oh dear God! Flying to the outside. And this Carnage is now gone to the outside right in front of me. Oh! Lucas Drake with the Bomaye. Big running knee to the face. Lucas has had enough. He has snapped. He can't take the man that his brother has become any longer. It's time he puts an end to this. Chaos and another Bomaye. And now he's bringing Drake over towards the table. He's got to have evil intentions here. Lucas has snapped. And now, oh, wait a minute. Going to the top. And drops the elbow through the announce table. Lucas Drake getting the last word here tonight. It'll be brother versus brother. Who will come out on top? Thank you everyone for joining us this season on Death Row and Crossfire. I'm Jared Extreme. We will see you at WrestleMania. Thank you for an amazing season.